Welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Guys, the rumors are growing. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett getting a divorce? Who knows? Today, we're going to talk about how a divorce for Will Smith could lead to a $400 million loss, and what you need to know about marriage when it comes to creating generational wealth for you and your family. Guys, please do me a favor before we get started and smash that like button. It only takes 2 seconds, but it goes a really long way towards supporting this channel. Now, as always, I want to thank you all for checking out my free masterclass on the 3 keys to financial freedom. Listen, y'all, that's you doing yourself a favor. You got to realize there's got to be a long-term plan for you to build wealth. And the only way to build wealth is by having multiple streams of income. The average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. And in this masterclass, I'm showing you how to do it. The problem is the average person only has 1 stream of income at best. And even among that one, they're not happy with it. Most people are working at a job that they don't like, working for a boss that they can't stand. And now is the time for you to do better. So if you want to know how to stop trading your time for money, make sure that you click the link in the comments below. I'm going to show you guys how you can get out of a fixed salary and start creating new streams of income to replace your 9-to-5 job. Listen. I'm so happy that all of y'all are on. I'm fired up for this topic, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I don't know what y'all's thoughts are on it. I know that I want you to leave me a comment and let me know. If you're on, leave me a comment below. Let me know your name, the city that you're from. Listen, don't be a stranger. Let me know who you are so that way I can shout you out and show you some love. And as always, guys, my goal is to help you create generational wealth. That's the reason why I promote your business on my channel for free. That's right. For any of you guys that are out there who are serious about becoming entrepreneurs, I will give your business free promotion on my platform. As y'all can see, I'm getting back into the flow of doing these shows night after night. So all you got to do is leave me a comment. Let me know who you are. Let me know what your business is about. And I would love to promote your channel all for free. Okay. I would love to get your business some visibility. Now, we talked about that webinar. Okay. The 3 keys to financial freedom. All you got to do is tap here to join. I'm putting the comments right now. Once again, it is a free masterclass showing you guys how you can create additional streams of income. But enough about that. Enough about that. I got to give a big shout out to my brother, the one, the only, the man of the hour, Uzziah Israel. Thank you so much, Uzziah. Really appreciate the $20 sponsorship. Y'all don't know, man. Without this brother, there's no way that this show could continue to go on. Let me take a moment to acknowledge all of the sponsors to the channel. These sponsors help the show stay on air. It's not easy doing this every single day. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. So when y'all see these sponsors on the broadcast, please make sure that you put some respect on their name. I'm curious to know what my brother Uzziah thinks about today's topic. I would love to be able to get your perspective on camera. I know that Uzziah is a busy man and a working man, but I'm really excited to cam up with y'all on this topic, y'all. Do you think that Will should divorce Jada? With everything that they have gone through, what do you think would be the best decision for Will to make? Nonetheless, I appreciate the sponsorship, my brother. Thank you so much. Also, want to give a big shout out to everyone else who has donated over some of the past episodes. I want to give a big shout out to Akaman, who has an excellent auto detailing business out in Louisiana. Make sure that y'all show him some love. I want to give a big shout out to Lyra Texan, Babalico, Paige, all of the sponsors that have been donating as of late. I also want to give a big shout out to Sheer Queen. Sheer had sent me a Cash App a few weeks ago. with a beautiful note, just letting me know that she appreciates everything that we're doing over here to help to build the community. And guys, this is going to be an important talk also. Marriage is one of the most important decisions that you can make in your life. It's not something to take lightly. It is not for everybody. And today we're going to talk about what you should do. Marriage can make or break your generational wealth. And we're going to talk about how that happens tonight. We're going to talk about all sides of the coin, guys. We're going to talk about the benefits to the marriage and the downsides of marriage. We're going to examine from every angle, is marriage right for you? So, guys, make sure that y'all smash that like button if you have yet to do so. And some of you guys are wondering, well, what does it mean to be a sponsor? A sponsor is simply someone who donates to the broadcast. If you love this channel and you love where this thing is going, then please make sure that you tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Guys, you don't got to donate $1 billion, but anything that you can give goes a really long way. It helps me to get all the equipment that I need to keep the show on air. It helps me keep the content going. If you love the value, if you get a lot of gems from this podcast, please make sure that you donate. All you got to do is click that dollar icon directly below. And as always, y'all, whoever is the biggest donor for tonight, you will be the official sponsor for this podcast. Whenever people go back and watch this show, they will see that you were the one that sponsored this show to be on air. So thank y'all so much in advance. Even if you're watching this after the live stream is over, you can still donate. All you got to do is click the links in the description below. I know that y'all see the little scrolling bar at the bottom of this video. It gives you the information on Cash App and PayPal if you want to donate through there. Enough talking, y'all. Let's get to it. This is what y'all want to know. This is the reason why y'all got online. What is going on with Will Smith? The last time we done seen or heard from him, he was on stage smacking Chris Rock at the Oscars. That was crazy, y'all. And everybody's been talking about it since then. But one of the things that's been happening a lot recently is there's been a lot of articles stating rumors that Will and Jada could be on the brink of divorce. I'm going to share with you guys one of these articles. This ain't just something I made up. I'm not just coming up with something out of thin air. I want to show you guys what the streets are saying. I want y'all to leave me a comment. Do y'all think that Will and Jada are about to get a divorce with everything that's been going on? The Oscar slap, the entanglements. What do you think is about to happen? We're going to talk about their situation for a moment, but then I'm going to turn it around and show you how you should look at marriage when it comes to creating generational wealth. And one of the best ways that we can do that is by already examining a married couple. We're going to see and study their wealth to see, is marriage a path to wealth for you? Now, let's check out this article, y'all. It says, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett-Smith, allegedly heading for a $400 million divorce. God dog, man, $400 million? That's an expensive divorce. Woo! I don't even know what to say about that. Y'all just gonna have to leave a comment on that. Y'all know how they got a saying, it's cheaper to keep her. $400 million. That's a lot of money. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, allegedly heading for a $400 million divorce following Oscars incident. Now, again, streets is talking. We ain't seen nothing official. Will, Jada, if y'all are out there, if this is all false, I hope y'all get online and clear this up, because there's a lot of talk in a lot of different tabloids about how inside sources that are close to them are seeing how their marriage is on the rocks. And based upon everything that's been happening, kind of believe it. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith are allegedly heading for a $400 million divorce. In its April 18th issue, Globe claimed that the couple has been having problems in their marriage. But the Oscars incident was the final nail in the coffin for Jada and Will. They've been living in a pressure cooker, and the lid blew off when Chris Rock made that tasteless joke about Jada's shaved head. It wasn't just a joke. Will felt Chris was mocking him and sneering at how emasculated he's become, the source said. Now, this is something that I've said in the past. I really don't think that Chris Rock's joke is what set him off. I think that with everything that's transpired over the past few years, Will Smith was already on edge. He's already been known for being beta. And because society has known him for this, he felt like he had to stand on his manhood. He felt like, man, if I take this joke at the Oscars, it's open season. Everybody's already talking about me on social media. Everybody is roasting my marriage. So if I sit front row while this guy is taking a shot at my wife, it's only going to make things that much worse. I felt like Will Smith was insecure about his marriage. And because he was in a vulnerable place, he had to do something to show his manhood. He had to show, hey, I'm tired of letting people beat up on me. The truth of the matter is, the main person that's been beating up on Will is the person in this marriage. The main person that could beat up on Will is the person that could walk away with hundreds of millions of dollars. Chris Rock joke, $400 million divorce. I don't know if these two things are on the same scale. I would much rather take a joke than a $400 million L, but that's just me. And I damn sure wouldn't put a joke over August Alsina getting in the sheets with my wife. But that's something totally different. They've been living in a pressure cooker, and the lid blew off when Chris Rock made that tasteless joke about Jada's shaved head. It wasn't just the joke. Will felt Chris was mocking him and sneering at how emasculated he's become. The insider also claimed that Will's family is standing by him after he slapped Rock during the Oscars earlier this month. But behind closed doors, they have all started to distance themselves from the actor. Now, let's dissect this for a moment. This first sentence, the insider also claimed that Will's family is standing by him after he slapped Rock. Kudos to you, Smith family. That's what you're supposed to do. This guy is the breadwinner of the entire house. This guy is responsible for all of the fame and fortune that has come to the family. Jada Pinkett, she had her own thing going prior to marrying Will, but everybody know Will and Jada are nowhere near the same level professionally. Everybody knows, okay, you know what? Jada might have had a little bit of a look before she got older and started getting a lot more wild. Her best years on camera, physically, they're kind of already past. Let's keep it a buck. Even Will Smith called out Jada to say, man, why are you trying to get so much clout on my strength whenever she did a video asking Will to say something during Red Table Talk? I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. I should have the video. I might end up putting it up. But there was a video that resurfaced about how Jada Pinkett Smith randomly cut on a camera to get Will Smith's input about, I guess, some marriage counselor or some type of a therapist. Will Smith was like, cut off the camera. You don't need to be talking about this. Ask me for permission before you want to leverage my social media following. Like, they've been having problems, bro. And the one thing that I can say is that if the family has been standing by him, that's what they're supposed to do. Like there should be nothing uh, a big deal about this. This is just what regular families do, especially if dude put his neck on the line all in defense for Jada Pinkett-Smith, his wife. If he said that he did that to protect his wife, I would hope that the family would get behind him. How grimy would they be if they all turned their back when he was doing something to honor her name? Now, another thing that's popped up recently in the news is Jada Pinkett allegedly stated she didn't need protection. She didn't need Will to go out there and slap Chris Rock. She thought that it was a bad idea. She said, I'm not a wallflower. I'm not one of those women that need protecting. So when we read about this, it just brings to mind all of these situations. Most importantly, the reason why I'm making a show out of this is because I want you guys on your path to creating generational wealth to think about how this can impact your career. Think about how Netflix just said that they are canceling Bright 2, all because of the controversy. We already talked about how Netflix has taken an L yesterday. I don't know if they can afford to start shutting down A-list actors, but Netflix said they're going to put Bright 2 on hold, all because of this Will and Jada controversy. But behind closed doors, they have all started to distance themselves from the actor. Now, if this is the case, that is a damn shame. What is the reason to distance yourself from this man? If it would not been for Will, you wouldn't have Jaden. You wouldn't have Willow. You wouldn't have whatever notoriety and worldly success that they've gotten. This all didn't happen because Will was out here just acting crazy, sleeping with women publicly. This happened because Will was trying to defend Jada. But y'all know how I go. No good deed goes unpunished. It says now the source is insisting that Jada and Will's divorce won't be an easy feat because the couple doesn't allegedly have a prenuptial agreement. Guys, we're going to talk a lot about that on this podcast. For all of you guys that are out there trying to build wealth and have a career, these guys are going into $100 million marriages with no kind of agreements whatsoever. And I want to get y'all's thoughts on it. In fact, let me take a quick pause. Y'all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the chat and I'm going to see what is going on and what's on your mind on this whole thing. Shout out to my sister, LA for life, man. So good to see you, sis. So good to see you. I'm excited. Sis, you made my day. I've been thinking about you. You've been on my spirit. You've been on my heart. I'm like, man, I want to call you. We got to catch up, sis, LA for life. I pray that you've been doing well. I pray that your son is doing well. I pray that everything is going great out in California. You said blessings to you, brother Uzziah. Congratulations on your son. Hi to Ariel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate the support. For those of y'all that are just now getting on, today we're talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett being rumored of being close to a divorce. This divorce, if it happens, allegedly could be a $400 million breakup. So we got to ask ourselves the question, should Will Smith divorce his wife? There's been a lot of problems going on, some of it publicly, some of it behind the scenes. But if you were in a marriage and it was a $400 million breakup, what would you do? That's what I want to know. So leave me a comment. Let me know. And if you enjoy this chat, make sure that you smash that like button. Life of Creativity says, Shalom, brother. Haven't been on this channel in a while, but I'm glad to tune in. Hey, happy to have you back. It's been a minute since I've been on because, as some of you guys know, I just have become a new father for the very first time after about 10 years of marriage. The Lord has blessed me and my wife with our firstborn son, Uzziah Israel Jr. Also, a lot of y'all know that I took some time off so that way I can get my insurance license. So that way, whenever we talk about creating generational wealth on this platform, it's not just me talking, it's me walking the walk and helping you sign up for the policies that you need. Okay. I'm always trying to make this channel better, but I cannot do it without your support. And that's the reason why I ask you guys, if you love this channel and you want to see it continue to grow, please donate, because I'm always trying to put more into this channel. Okay. Now, Yasha Allah just said it right off the rip. He said, you better get a prenup. I gotta see what you gotta say on this topic, Yasha Allah. I've got to get your opinion. Shout out to sis Yanaya. She's on. So happy to see you on, sis. Okay. So happy to have all of y'all in the building, man. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a really good conversation. For those of y'all that missed out yesterday, man, we had a hell of a talk. Great conversation. I'm looking forward to that again today. Now, let's talk about this thing. Life of Creativity says, yes, I remember because I used to always watch her Red Table Talk. She was basically trying to force him on her show. And see, this is something that we got to really talk about. We're going to really cook tonight, y'all. We just give it some time. We're about to really talk about, are you benefiting by who you're with in your marriage? I could see the benefits that Jada Pinkett was getting off the marriage. But Will, what was really in it for you? The inquiring minds want to know. You know, maybe there's something I don't see because I'm a guy. I want to get y'all's comments. Make sure y'all rate it, cam up. Yanaya says if she was Will Smith, she would get a divorce because she'd rather have her integrity than the cash. I feel you, Yanaya. But we do got to acknowledge $400, $400 million is a lot of money. And we're going to talk about this, okay? Now, back to the topic. A little bit earlier, we was going over the article. I'm going to put this back on the screen. It says here, now the source is insisting that Jada and Will's divorce won't be an easy feat because the couple doesn't allegedly have a prenuptial agreement. There's a lot of tears and tension behind the scenes. Will's going to be limping from the bank because Jada will surely take him to the cleaners. That's a fact. I don't see nothing in this woman's character that would make her be like, oh no, Will, you don't have to do that. You know, I was in the Matrix. Nobody remembers. I was in Gotham. I was in Woo. You don't have to keep all of your money. You don't have to worry about splitting ways with your money because I got my own money. I'm over here. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just keeping it a buck. I think if they really did get married, if they really did get divorced, they've already been married. If they get a divorce, I do think that she's going to cash out. I do think that not only would she take the money, she would talk about the bag that she took on Red Table Talk. That's just my thoughts. Prove me wrong. However, one should take the tabloids' claims with a grain of salt. As of late, there's no indication that Jada and Will are heading for a divorce. In fact, the couple has stuck through all their issues throughout the past couple of years. So it seems unlikely for the Oscars slap to put an end to their marriage. Now, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm a married man, and I have a little bit of experience on how things like this tend to go. Whenever some kind of controversy happens with a husband or with a wife, the married party will talk about it behind the scenes. Sometimes the worst marriage fights come from both parties not being on the same page. If Will and Jada are not in agreement on how that Oscars incident went down, it causes problems. It can cause fights. There can be a lot of issues behind it, especially if Jada really did say, I didn't think that it was a wise decision. If Jada really said that and threw her husband under the bus, that could cause a lot of problems. And I'm telling you, y'all know this. That slap, it was not about Chris Rock. It was about a build up of turmoil that's been happening for years. I don't think that it's just an Oscar thing to cause a divorce. I think that it is a buildup of problems along the way. Is this going to be the straw that broke the camel's back? I don't know. I'm just telling y'all what's been rumored. When you look at all these news articles, there's different major news outlets posting this now every day. It's rumored Jada and Will could get a divorce. Inside sources say there's $400 million at the table. This is a lot of money. I'm just telling y'all so that we can look back at this and think about the role that marriage plays in the creation or destruction of generational wealth. It says, just days after the incident, Jada made her first public appearance in Los Angeles, blah, 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 blah. We're not reading this whole article, y'all. Y'all know how I get down. I just give you all the high points, let y'all know what's going on, okay? So there's a whole article about how Will and Jada are on the verge of a breakup. Whether it's true or not, who knows? Yanaya says Will ain't going nowhere. And I believe it. And that's what we're going to talk about on this podcast. Shout out to my brother, Lyra Texan, man. Good to see you on, my brother. All praises for your presence. Y'all make sure that y'all show this man much respect as one of the top sponsors on the channel. He is definitely a brother's brother. Okay, let's talk about this, y'all. I want to know y'all's opinions. Let me know what y'all really think. Leave me a comment, and I'm going to open up the lines in a moment for y'all to be able to cam up and give y'all's thoughts. I know that Yasha Allah is waiting to give us his 2 cents on the matter. The first thing that I really want to talk about before I get into any other details is that when we talk about this divorce, y'all must remember Jada didn't want to get married in the first place. Jada cried at the idea of getting married at the wedding. And here's what I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all Jada Pinkett-Smith never wanted to marry Will, cried at horrible wedding. Now, again, I don't know how much y'all are really in on all of this drama. I know a lot of y'all got so many other important things to do than to be glued to the TV dealing with other people's mess. I feel you. When you looked at this Red Table Talk episode, Will Smith was on here talking about how when he tried to throw this over-the-top party for Jada, instead of Jada being appreciative, she said that this was the biggest display of his ego ever. This man spent 2 years planning a birthday party. And whatever your thoughts are on the situation, I want you to just focus on the fact that this man continually put so much time and energy into trying to get her favor. And no matter what he does, drama follows. Jada Pinkett-Smith shockingly confessed that she really didn't want to get married to Will Smith. Jada Pinkett to this day still has a thing for Tupac. Jada Pinkett-Smith confessed that she really didn't want to get married to Will Smith. In fact, the Matrix actress, now on the roasting spit from Smith's infamous Oscars smackdown of Chris Rock and the Academy's decision Friday to ban him from the ceremony for 10 years, admitted to crying down the aisle before tying the knot with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star on New Year's Eve, 1997. I was under so much pressure, being a young actress, being young, and I was just like pregnant and I just didn't know what to do. We got to talk about this. First off, we can't forget this man is facing a 10-year ban from the Academy Awards, all in the name of protecting his wife. This is the cost. These are things that can cause conflicts in marriage. Listen, y'all, I'm going to keep it a buck. Even if Will and Jada are on the same page, don't think Will don't feel some type of a way by him taking so many career-related L's, all in the strength of trying to defend her as a woman. Don't think that. Even in my marriage, if I'm facing a 10-year ban, let's say I get banned off of every social media platform for 10 years. This is how I do my business. If I get banned from every social media platform for 10 years defending my wife, I might feel a certain type of way towards my wife, even if I feel like what I did was justified. A man will have a marriage, but he still has an entire career that he has built from the ground up. So when you find yourself in situations where other people get in the way of that, causes problems. I was under so much pressure, being a young actress, being young, and I was just like pregnant. I didn't know what to do. Okay, ladies, you know how a lot of times young women of the modern day will like to act like they need all of this freedom in their youth. Your youth is a prime time to get married, especially for young women. Why? Because that is when you are in your physical prime. Physically, all of your features are peaked. Physically, you are in a biological state to reproduce. A man like Will Smith, of course, was interested physically in Jada Pinkett-Smith because when he took her on as a wife, she was in her physical prime. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. Jada Pinkett-Smith is a bit out there, but she is still a beautiful woman, even in her older age. But let's keep it a buck, fellas. A lot of us would have walked away from all of those looks had we known the mindset that she was bringing to the relationship. And don't even get me to talking about how, now you don't know whether or not you want to get married, but you are pregnant with this man's child. Our community has to stop finding themselves in these situations where you end up getting pregnant, but you don't even know whether or not you want to be in a marriage. Back in the day, marriage first, child later. The one follows the other. But in this modern day, everything is being turned around. And the Smith family are the main ones turning everything upside down on how a traditional marriage works. Reversal of roles. Don't look like Will is running his house. You got Willow up here on every Red Table Talk about non-binary and all these different things. People gonna live a life. But what I'm saying is you can see from what is going on in their house, nothing seems to be conventional about it. Will Smith himself even said in GQ magazine, do not have a marriage like mine. I would not advise anyone to try to copy the patterns of my relationship. So again, Jada says, I was under so much pressure, being a young actress, being young, and I was just like pregnant and I didn't know what to do. Get married before you have this man's child. Otherwise, don't have his child. Otherwise, don't lie with him. Here you go now. I never wanted to be married. In the clip, from 2018, which has resurfaced amid renewed controversy around her loose entanglement with R&B singer August Alsina, 29. Pinkett-Smith candidly recalls mother Adrienne Banfield Norris, also known as Gammy, 68, forcing her daughter and Smith to wed after she became pregnant with their first child together, son Jaden, now 23. I mean, this is just how things would traditionally go. Back in the day, if you had a child by somebody, y'all had to get married. And even if you didn't want to do it, y'all's parents would force you to. But now, everybody is so independent, so liberated, so free. Here we go now. We see the results. I really didn't want to get married, Pinkett restated while seated around the circular table with mom as well as Smith, 53, and their daughter Willow, 21. Now, me personally, y'all, I don't know how I would feel about my wife saying that she never wanted to get married in front of my daughter. I think there's certain conversations that grown folks need to have without their children involved. But hey, to each his own. If y'all are out there feeling this, hey, when y'all set up y'all's marriages, you want to do it like this, have at it. It says, we only got married because Gammy was crying. A chuckling Smith informed Willow. Now, it says chuckling. Will is laughing on the outside and crying on the inside. The same thing that make you laugh, make you cry, man. And that's the reason why with this $400 million divorce on the table, ain't too much funny about that. It was almost as if Gammy was like, you have to get married. So let's talk about the wedding, said Pinkett-Smith. Prompting Banfield Norris to confess, I remember feeling very strongly and wanting you guys to be married. Okay. So again, a lot of talk on the table, and it's a whole family affair. Jada didn't want to get married. Will did. Non-binary child. All of this is now chickens coming home to roost. And the reason why I'm being very clear and very direct is because I want this to be a learning lesson to those of you that are out there on how marriage can impact your career, how marriage can affect your wealth. Some of you guys, you've probably heard me in prior shows say, wait before getting married until after you have already solidified yourself as a man. Make sure that you hit the milestones that you need to hit in your masculinity, in your finances. If you try to do all of this at once as you get married early, it could end up being a tangled web. Now, it's not to say that it can't work, because again, I got married at a very young age. I would not tell everybody to do the exact same thing, because not everybody is going to have a wife like my wife. For you brothers that are out there that are seeking to create generational wealth, you got to set up your own foundation so that way the marriage does not ruin your income. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But this obviously is the Generational Wealth Podcast. So leave me a comment below. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Yanaya says, what is a non-binary? Listen, that ain't totally my wheelhouse. But what I will say is, I believe, let me not speak out of place, because y'all know people get fired up about this. Somebody help me. If y'all know, somebody help me. Understanding okay, I'm gonna put it on the screen real quick so that way we can all see it and we all on the same page. For those of y'all that are just getting on, make sure that y'all smash that like button. Make sure that y'all donate. Okay, today we're talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith divorce rumors. Should Will divorce Jada? Now, real quick, it says, understanding non-binary people, how to be respectful and supportive. Non-binary defined. Most people, including most transgender people, are either male or female, but some people don't neatly fit into the categories of man or woman or male or female. For example, some people have a gender that blends elements of being a man or a woman, or a gender that is different than either male or female. Some people don't identify with any gender. Some people's gender changes over time. People whose gender is not male or female use many different terms to describe themselves, with non-binary being one of the most common. Okay. So hopefully y'all see what that's all about. These are the types of conversations that's had on the Red Table Talk. And even they started a brand new season, and Janelle Monáe was up there talking about how she's non-binary. And I want y'all to see how all of this influences the culture. When you read about Will Smith, he was raised to have a more traditional marriage, but that's not what happened. And now they could be potentially on the brink of a divorce. So now we looked at the articles. Rumors of divorce. Jada Pinkett-Smith never wanted to be married. But here's something that I need you guys to understand. When you think about marriage as it pertains to creating generational wealth, one of the first things that you've got to think about is that 50% of all marriages end in divorce. In the United States of America, almost 50% of all marriages end in a divorce or a separation. And among all of the divorces that do take place, approximately 80% of those divorces are filed by women. So some of y'all are out there saying Will ain't going nowhere. You better hope Jada don't pull the plug on him. You never know what Jada will do. You don't know what can happen. There's a lot of just unpredictability within this marriage. And this is something that we truly have to examine when we talk about creating wealth for future generations. I got to take a quick moment and go biblical on y'all. And y'all know the reason why I'm going to do this? The reason I'm going to do this is because there's so many people that are out there that say, oh, I want a Christian marriage. I want a traditional marriage. I want a marriage under God. I want you to read what the scripture says. This is in the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 9. It reads, "And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery." Now, I know all of y'all ain't church going folks, but as the head pastor of a church, I got to edify you on what the scripture is saying. What this verse is saying is that when you marry someone, the job is to be committed to them for the rest of your life. Marriage was always supposed to be a lifelong covenant. But if you had a wife who stepped out of the marriage, you had grounds to put her away. Put her away in biblical terms means get a divorce. Okay. So when you read Matthew 19 and 19, where it says, "And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication," God is telling this man that if you divorce your spouse for any other reason, that's adultery. If she goes and gets with somebody else all in the name of y'all's divorce, that's adultery because she's promised to you. She belongs to you. You guys are no more twain but one flesh in marriage, okay? I'm not trying to have a church sermon for y'all, but what I'm trying to show y'all is that a lot of y'all, unlike Will and Jada, will say, hey, I'm trying to come together under Christian principles. I'm trying to come together and have a godly marriage. But just know, if your wife pulls a move like what Jada did, that can actually be grounds for divorce right there. If your wife is out here getting caught up in entanglements, the Bible speaks about them being put away. Now, here's another verse, just in case you're not happy with this one. This is Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1. Okay. It says, they say, if a man put away his wife, remember, the subject is divorce, will divorce Jada. If a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? You know what land that's talking about? It's talking about that woman's inward parts. It's talking about that woman's territory. See, back in the day, if you married a woman, she was going to be a virgin in the sense of her virginity not having had sex. When you consummate the marriage, you would then break that virginity. But that was something that was promised to you alone in marriage. It was not your wife going off and giving other men her goods. Those goods are yours. Everything that your wife working with, don't everybody need to see that? What your wife is doing in bed, nobody else needs to know. But now in this modern day, you got situations like Jada and August Alsina, where August Alsina is rumored to do a tell-all book talking about how Jada gets down in the bedroom. This is why God is not the author of confusion. It says, if a man put away his wife and she go from him, meaning she goes off to become another man's, now that you say, okay, well, we're separated, like how Will and Jada was, they separated for a time. If she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Meaning, after your wife has now had sex with another man, do you now take her back in the house and pretend that everything is a-okay? It says, shall not that land be greatly polluted? Why? Because now the woman has another man's DNA. I know some of y'all don't want to hear this. I know some of y'all, especially ladies, y'all want to cancel me, but I'm just showing you what the Bible says. I didn't make this up. The Bible says her land is going to be greatly polluted if she was somebody else's wife and then got dug out by another man. But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet returneth again to me, saith the Lord. So, I know a lot of this stuff don't really have its place like it used to back in the day. I know people not really trying to stand on these things and everything is so modern and so liberated. I get that. But the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because many of you say one of your lifelong goals is marriage and you want to do that the Christian way. Well, I just showed you 2 scriptures in the Bible that talk about the Christian way. When you come together in a marriage as true Christians, it ain't supposed to be y'all are just out here living like swingers. Y'all are out here doing Hollywood craziness. It's supposed to be, it's that man and that woman honoring the agreement of marriage faithfully. And if somebody comes in the middle of that, that will cause a lot of problems. So how does this pertain to you creating generational wealth? If you decide to get married, you better know who you're going into that marriage with. You better understand that person's character. And right now, I want us to look at both sides of the equation, y'all. I want us to look at the upsides, the downsides, and know the facts. 86% of all millionaires are married. 65% out of all of those married couples are first-time married. Now, one of the things that it talks about in a book called The Millionaire Mind is The majority of millionaires are married for good reason. It's because they have a spouse who works together well with them to help to grow and build a legacy. And there's certain attributes in a successful marriage. For example, when you read the book The Millionaire Mind, the late author Thomas Stanley talked about how all millionaire marriages, the successful ones got there because the wife was very supportive. There may have been a husband who was very hardworking, very focused. The wife was supporting that man's goals. In fact, when you read this book, it tells you the men in these marriages did not pick their wives based upon looks. They chose their spouse based upon who would best support their vision. So when you consider the act of marriage, it's not just for you to have a trophy wife. It's not just for you to sow your royal oats. If you're going to be in a lifelong union, you have to strongly consider how well this person can get on your program. Men, I'm talking to you. You got to start thinking beyond just, oh, bruh, she look good. She a 8, she a 9, she a 10. Okay, looks, that's one thing. But one thing that y'all got to understand in marriage is that looks can fade over time. And men, y'all know we're not going to get too detailed and graphic on it, but a lot of men, no matter how good looking any one woman may be, there's no woman like a new woman. That's what a lot of men say. Okay. I'm not speaking on anything else outside of that. But what I'm saying is you cannot just base it off of looks alone. Look at what the situation with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Beyonce got looks. That didn't stop Jay-Z from stepping out on his marriage. These are things that you got to factor in. Ladies, I'm telling you guys the same. If you're looking to be in a family that's about building generational wealth, then chances are you can't only bring looks to the table. If the statistics show that the majority of married men who are millionaires chose their wife based upon support as the number one factor, what you should do if you're looking to be in a marriage is say, how can I be one of the best supportive wives in the world? You know the reason why I say one of the best? Because marriage is competitive. Don't think that you're the only one that wants a man that's getting to the money. You ain't the only one that's out here trying to look for financial security. So if you're going to be out here, and this is not to be a dating channel, but if you're going to be out here trying to, beat out this woman and this woman to get this man, you better make sure that if your focus is on stability and creating generational wealth, that you are bringing the right support to the right man. 86% of all millionaires are married. And this should show you guys that marriage has a lot of benefits. Now, I know that there's channels out there that say, oh, no, marriage is just nothing but a disaster. Marriage is problems. There are a lot of millionaires who are married for a reason. Study the habits of successful people. Okay. And now I'm going to show you guys an article on how love and marriage helps with wealth creation. Okay, look at what Dun said. Thank you. Dun says looks wear off real quick. Thank you. You said if your mentality is not after the scriptures tell us it will never work. Okay, absolutely, great point. Okay, I want y'all to check this out. We ain't gonna be on here for too long, but I want y'all to see what this says. Forbes, they put something out showing how wealth plays into your marriage and how your marriage can help to create wealth or help you lose the wealth that you have. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay. Sharing it on the screen. Here we go. 5 ways love and marriage can make you wealthier. Now, again, fellas, this is one of the things that I advise y'all. Build yourself up before your marriage. Here's what I recommend. Y'all want my recommendation for all of you men that are out there trying to build generational wealth? If you're not yet married, try to put yourself in a position where you make $10,000 a month as a single man. As expensive as life is, you really don't have no business trying to think about a wife, kids, and all of that if you don't have a pot to piss in. Now, there's a lot of brothers out there that will tell you different. You know, a lot of guys, they've had marriages going for years, not making that type of money and kids, and that's all fine and dandy. But again, you come on this channel for a reason. You get my advice. I'm telling you guys, men, $10,000. $10,000 will give you the ability to not only have your own place, it'll give you security for savings, investing, and being able to invest in your child. If you get married, you're looking out for your wife and multiple children. The average child costs over $250,000 throughout their childhood to raise. These are all things that you're going to have to be responsible for as the man of the house. Okay, so we're just about to get into it. We ain't going to read the whole article. Here are some examples of ways marriage can help create long-term wealth. 1, cost savings. The basic idea behind this, y'all, is that if there's 2 people living in the same house, and this presumes that both are contributing financially. Instead of y'all's taking y'all's money and putting it towards 2 different expenses, you're able to take your money and put it towards one. That's cost savings. You know, if you marry someone who is working and you're working, instead of you working and putting your paychecks towards 2 different rent payments, now you can put it towards one payment, and then you can go towards getting a house. It says the key to marriage isn't just that 2 can live cheaper than 1. The power lies in the fact that marriage really helps the pocketbook where it counts. Rent or mortgage payments and health insurance are often the highest expenses individuals have, and by permanently sharing a roof and by having more medical insurance choices, couples can live more inexpensively. Okay, it says, however, saving is the difference. So I want y'all to see this part. Increased access to low-cost credit. A credit score is tied to the individual. It is not determined jointly, so that gives couples an opportunity to plan their debt strategically to maximize their options. For example, if you need a new vehicle at the same time you are saving for a new home, many wait until they make the home purchase for a new car since they don't want the extra debt to affect their credit rating. When you have a partner with good credit, you can take out the home loan on the person who has the strongest credit rating and can carry the loan themselves. The vehicle loan can go under the other spouse's credit. Now, I know there's a lot of you men that are out there saying, Uzziah, this is not the way that I'm trying to do things. I'm trying to have everything under my own name. I know. That's the reason why I told you focus on making $10,000 a month before you get married so that you can put yourself in a position to have good credit, so that you can put yourself in a position to have your own thing. If you want to be fully living up to the role of the head of the household, you can put yourself in a position financially to where when it's time to buy a house, amongst other things, your name is on the property. Guys, I'm going to just warn you on this now, and this all ties into wealth. I've watched situations where people did not have their money together. They didn't have their living situations together. And as a result, once it was time for a couple to get married, maybe it wasn't at the man's place. this can create a lot of challenges. And y'all know, even when it comes to a lot of women, what do they say? I feel like I have to be the man. I feel like I have to make the decisions. My husband is irresponsible. My husband won't take the lead. So this is causing a lot of problems in a lot of marriages. And if you want to try to do things in a way that will work best for you, I'm giving y'all some of the gems. Okay. So this is just showing again, for people that are coming together with two different streams of income, these are different strategic moves that can be made within the marriage. Okay. Now this one is something even for guys that want everything under their own name. Favorable retirement income options. The Social Security Administration also provides favorable retirement income options for spouses. You can receive a spousal Social Security benefit even if you have never paid into the system by requesting half of your spouse's benefit when they hit their normal Social Security age. Now, the reason why I'm focusing on this one isn't even so much for Social Security, but for some of you guys who are investors, marriage does give you the option of being able to double your investing in a Roth IRA. As you guys should know from watching my channel, your Roth IRA investment is one of the best investment vehicles on the planet because it allows you to make money tax-free. Y'all saw at the top of this week, I did an entire show about taxes. All wealthy people master their taxes because if you don't have a handle on it, you will lose a lot of money that way. When you're married, you have the option of being able to put a lot of money in one Roth and a lot of money in another. And since you guys are married, you will have access to the accounts as well as the funds. You will be a beneficiary of those assets. So whereas a single person could only invest, let's say, for example, $6,000 into a Roth IRA per year, if you're married, you would be able to invest up to $12,000 per year. Your contributions are going to be much higher. And guess what, guys? What's going to be the long-term effect behind a person that invests $12,000 a year versus a person that only puts in $6,000? There's going to be a considerable advantage. So there are certain benefits to marriage financially, granted you have the right spouse. Okay. Another thing that plays into this whole thing is gifting, right? This is, again, it's a whole tax conversation. It talks then about creating overall financial stability, having multiple streams of income. Now, y'all should know me. I really don't like to be with a woman for looks alone. I always have favored women who are intelligent, that have sense. You know, my wife is extremely smart. She went to school to be a mathematician. Now she knows I'm the head of the household. She knows that I'm the leader of the house. And because of her values, that's what she wants. There's no power tripping in the house. But when there comes time to, hey, there's certain moves that I've got to make in the business, there'll be times I'll have my wife working for me. Why? Because that helps build the company. That helps build the finances. When you study a lot of different cultures, you'll see that a lot of rich men had support from their wives on things like accounting, marketing, even if it was taking care of the kids. There was something that the wife was doing to contribute to the bottom line financially. So for you guys that are out there, if you want to know how to play this game, this is showing you how to do it. Some of you guys may find yourselves on hard times where you may lose your job or you may lose your business. And you will wish that if you made the decision to get married, You went for a spouse that was able to make money rather than somebody that's just a trophy and it's nothing but looks and sex. Your marriage has to mean more than sex, men. I'm just trying to put it out as plain as I can, and ladies, this is another thing that y'all got to keep in mind also. For these guys that are millionaire men, they're going to be looking to you to contribute to their process. So, for example, I kind of let my wife have a maternity leave from my business, but prior to that, she was making the thumbnails for this channel. I would do the shows. If there were certain things that I needed done as far as marketing, she would support that effort. Years ago, I want to say maybe like 5 or 6 years into the marriage, I told my wife, hey, I don't want you to work no more. I want you to come and work for me. And that's what she did full time. So these are things, guys, that you got to process, but you got to know before you get married, am I going to be in a marriage with someone that I can do this with? Am I being married to someone who, if it's a spouse, especially amongst women, are they going to be a team player? Will they allow me to lead? These are things that you brothers must know when it comes to creating generational wealth. Otherwise, you can throw all this information out the window, marry whoever, and then 5, 10 years down the line, you could be getting all of your assets split in half. Don't pay attention to none of it. Look at what's happening. 50% of marriages end in divorce. 80% of women file. If you're not being very conscious of who you're choosing as a spouse, you could be the next one up, losing everything that you've got. And y'all want to know something? Some of these wealthy guys that really make a lot of money, they'll be able to bounce back. But the rest of us, some of y'all go through certain situations and hardships, it's going to be very hard for you to recover. So I'm just kicking this information to y'all because I'm wanting you to see things from both sides of the equation. I'm trying to show you guys the potential upsides to marriage. And I'm also trying to show you guys what is happening to guys who don't have their marriage in the right place. And for those of y'all that know me, y'all know if we're talking about relationships at all, the only thing that we talk about here is marriage, okay? Because I'm about keeping the commandments of the Most High. If we're going to live by godly principles, then we got to do it according to marriage. Marriage is not for everybody, but if you're going to be dealing with somebody of the opposite sex, stand on godly principles, get your marriage, make sure that you're with the right person. All right, y'all, make sure that y'all smash that like button. Tonight, we're talking about Will and Jada Pinkett-Smith. The divorce rumors are going. Y'all, let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up, okay? If y'all are enjoying the broadcast, please make sure that y'all smash that like button. And also, if you're getting a lot of value from this, then please make sure that you donate. Your donations go a very long way towards helping to grow this channel. Now, we talked about the positive side, how a good marriage helps to build wealth. That's the reason why 86% of all millionaires are married. But these wealthy guys are not getting prenups. Dr. Dre, $100 million divorce. Issue with the prenup. And even with Dr. Dre having it, it became an issue. Guys, you go into these marriages, you sitting on millions and millions of dollars, no prenuptial agreement. What are your thoughts? Leave me a comment. I'm gonna put the link for y'all to tap in with me, so that way we could talk about this thing. I wanted to talk about this thing to see what y'all see. Okay, let's cam up. Let me know what you got. Okay, it's so good to see all of y'all on. Happy to see you in here, Ariel. Yeah, it's not the Sabbath yet on my end, but as soon as it is, y'all know I'm out of here. So I'm putting up the link for y'all to cam up and let me know what y'all think on this thing, man. How is it that these guys are going into these $100 million marriages having no kind of, protection in place whatsoever? Now, there's a lot of people, especially from a biblical standpoint, who may not believe in the concept of a prenup. But you got guys like out here like Will Smith. That ain't no Christian marriage. So why is it that Will would not have done this in order to protect his wealth? I think Will didn't do that because guys like him, they're so busy trying to cater and appease their woman that they're willing to put their neck on the line financially just to be able to take their hand in marriage. These are things that you got to think about. Now I want you to see the other side of the coin. I want you to see how a divorce can affect you financially. I see Yasha Allah's in the house. I'm about to cam you up in a second, King. About to show how divorce can affect you financially. Let's look at this. We're going to start at the top on this. How will divorce affect me financially? A stable marriage is one of the best paths to building and maintaining wealth. Divorce, on the other hand, is expensive. Possessions, money, financial assets, and debt acquired during and sometimes before marriage are divided between former spouses. In fact, divorcing individuals need a more than 30% increase in income on average to maintain the same standard of living they had prior to their divorce. How does divorce financially affect women? Generally, women suffer more financially than do men from divorce. Now, this is starting to turn into cap, but I'm not going to be the one to say it. I'm going to let the article bring that part out. The financial burden is greatest during the first year after divorce and varies depending on one, how much money the woman contributed to the family income before divorce, and two, the ability and willingness of her former husband to make child support payments. About 1 in 5 women fall into poverty as a result of divorce. I think that that's pretty heavy, ladies, because 80% of y'all are the ones that are filing for divorce in a marriage. But are you really ready to get out there on your own? The grass is not always greener on the other side. If Jada was the one to pull the plug against Will, hey, you better know whatever money you're walking away with, that's what's going to be what you have to hold on to. You're not going to be getting Will's money after that as heavy. It says about 1 in 4 women lose their health insurance for a period of time after divorce. About 1 in 3 women who own a home and have children at home when they divorce lose their homes. 3 out of 4 divorced mothers with child support orders don't receive their full payment. Women often need the help of public assistance programs to supplement their family finances, which often still fail to cover all financial necessities after divorce. Although mothers usually suffer financially from divorce, some research says that in recent years, this situation has improved. In other words, recent years have shown that women have taken their husbands to the cleaners. They have cashed them out. And Jada Pinkett-Smith could end up being an example. Now let's talk about, how does divorce financially affect men? Men, listen good. Most men experience a 10 to 40% drop in their standard of living. Child support and other divorce-related payments, a separate home or apartment, and the possible loss of an ex-wife's income add up. Generally, men who provide less than 80% of a family's income before the divorce suffer the most. On the other hand, men who provided more than 80% of a family's income before divorce do not suffer as much financial loss. This is the reason I told y'all, men, before you get married, set a $10,000 a month goal. Some of y'all gonna think I'm trying to be bougie with that, but some of y'all are gonna listen to my advice and you're gonna thank me. On the other hand, men who provided more than 80% of a family's income before divorce do not suffer as much financial loss and may even marginally improve their financial situation. It's not just me. The divorce website is telling you, men, you need to have your foundation set up. Fathers with custody or who share custody of children have additional expenses. Other men's earnings are garnished by the state. In other words, money they owe for child support is taken directly out of their paychecks. One man we know was divorced 3 times, and most of the money from his paycheck was gone before he got it. He was unable to get his child support orders amended despite his declining income. So, guys, you heard it from them directly, okay? These are all of the things that impact generational wealth. If you're in a great marriage that can last for a lifetime, there are definitely financial benefits. It can actually be better than being on your own. But on the flip side, if you've made a poor choice of who you've married, that could come back to bite you. And if you do not have your right financial protection, you are going to suffer. I've seen it. And a lot of men have taken their lives after a divorce, all because of this. So, y'all, these are all things that we need to think about when it comes to generational wealth. So now I'm going to ask the question: would you divorce Jada Pinkett-Smith for $400 million? A lot of men wouldn't. I want y'all to leave me a comment to let me know what you would do. Better yet, cam up. You know, like I said before, a lot of wealthy men, they're able to bounce back and rebuild their wealth. We've seen this with Jeff Bezos. We're seeing this with Bill Gates. But there's even rich people that are struggling, like Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, amazing actor, having to take on subpar acting roles just because he keeps going through these different divorces. And now he's doing movies in his elderly age, all because he's trying to afford alimony. It is hard to keep up with. Guys, this is the reason why having multiple streams of income matters. This is the reason why it's so important for you to know how to build them. A lot of you guys are just relying on your jobs. You get a divorce, you could end up losing your job shortly after. A lot of guys, they can't deal with all the stress that comes into losing their marriage. So if you don't have different streams of income that can run on autopilot, if you find yourself in a divorce, you don't know how that can affect your stability. And I want to say this, I know that there's a lot of y'all out there that are tuning in and it's like, well, this ain't talking to me because I ain't never getting a divorce. Come on, man. Let's be real. Nobody goes into a marriage and says, you know what? I'm going to get a divorce 3 months in. I'm going to get this larger than life wedding. We're going to have this amazing honeymoon. We're going to buy a house. And then 2 months in, that's when I'm going to let her file that divorce and take everything I have. Most men and women don't think that way. So, knowing that this could happen to anybody, your job is to be prepared. That's why when we talk in these generational wealth podcasts, it's really about prep work. Reaching wealth and millionaire status, it has everything to do with preparation. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. You have to get prepared by having a budget. You got to be prepared by having a business plan. You got to be prepared by having insurance. If you are not financially prepared, there is no way for you to secure your wealth. And one of the things that I'm wondering is Will afraid to divorce Jada? A lot of money on the table. Is he afraid to divorce Jada knowing that not only could he find himself missing out on the bag, he doesn't have the same opportunities going for himself right now as he did but a few weeks ago. A lot of these major motion picture companies are putting Will on hold because of the whole controversy, and we don't know what that's going to look like down the line. So right now, with all the issues, the entanglements, the controversy, do y'all think that Will Smith is scared to divorce Jada? Or is he going to make another decision and say, you know what, I'm going to put an end to this marriage? It's too much drama. It's too much problems. You didn't want to be married. No way. I'm going to go my separate way. Let me know what y'all think. Lastly, guys, this is the importance of going into marriage. If you choose to do it, marrying someone who is an asset and not a liability. What has Jada really brought to this marriage, guys? I'm keeping it a buck. What has she really brought? Yeah, okay, she had this man's kids. Most of them she did, the kids outside of Trey. But Jaden Smith, Willow, their kids are out there. And they're out there largely on the strength of her doing. She ain't the only one responsible for this. But get what I'm saying. I could see why this marriage would benefit Jada because Will is a larger than life actor. Will Smith is going to go down as one of the most famous black men to ever walk the face of the earth. I get why Jada would have benefited from this marriage, even though she was the one saying she didn't want to get married. But I cannot see the benefit for Will. Maybe y'all can help me. Leave me a comment. Out of all of the different options of women that Will Smith had, you now got Garcelle Bouveau getting on record talking about how they had a fling. Out of all of the many different options that Will Smith had as a brother who was well established, what did he get from this marriage out of Jada? What were the benefits? What made Jada the one? I think sometimes people get into marriage for crazy reasons, for things that cannot even be explained irrationally. You know, obviously they was having a kid together before they got married. I want you guys to walk away knowing that marriage can help to build your legacy or it can destroy it. So choose wisely. I have seen men get married to amazing women who help them start a family, grow their business, really take things to the next level, okay? The scriptures talk about a virtuous woman, but I've also seen where it talks about how a wise woman will build up her house, but a foolish woman will pluck it down. And from everything that I'm seeing between the red table talk and these entanglements, I'm seeing a lot of this man's house being plucked down. So choose wisely. Marriage is not for everybody, but for those who do choose to get married, make sure that you choose the right person because it can make or break your life's legacy. All right, shout out to everyone that is on. My brother Yasha Allah, so good to see you, sir. How you doing?
Hey, shalom, big brother. How you doing?
Huh? Oh,
Can
I'm
you hear
sorry.
me?
Wrong
Can you
time.
hear me?
Wrong time. Let me bring you back in. I'm sorry about that, sir. Yes. Might be a quick show blooper. Give me a thumbs up whenever you good. Inshallah, I've just been talking and said, okay, I'm gonna hit this cam up button as soon as I get done talking. All right, brother Yashala, we good? All right, we good to go, I believe. We good to go, I believe. How you doing, sir?
Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My take is that I'm running. Sorry, you got to go. It can cost you. I'm sorry. I've been there. It can cost you. And I didn't make the money he made. It can cost you. 25,000. It can cost you. Even for a small family when I was younger, it can cost you. You know what I'm saying? Then years later, I'm sorry we went through that. I didn't see your point. They're on the same page. You got to go. That's the way it is. And Georgia is good because what you got before is yours. Period. They can't touch anything before you get married. What you got before. That's Georgia. You don't need nothing written down, no anything. And there's a lot of other states the same way. But he has one good thing going in his favor if he do get divorced. Adultery. Adultery. Because people say this, right? Because adultery, a lot of states don't force it, but it plays on your mental part of for destroying you. You didn't ever want to get married. And she said a lot of things anyway. It's going to hurt her.
Right.
It's going to hurt her. They can say she used him. Because, like, remember Tiger Woods?
Yes, sir.
His ex-wife only got 100 million. And he's way more than Will. She only got 100. And he cheated on her. He told he did. See what I'm saying? You get them good lawyers, she only got 100 million. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? The other lady that had the got pregnant by the basketball player, she ain't got nothing now but child support. You see what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? So it can play in his favor. He get the right lawyer, and then now on that, if you go to court, I let it drag out. Now what you gonna do?
Right.
I ain't got to pay you nothing. The kids are grown. I ain't got to pay no child support. So guess what? I don't got to pay you nothing till it's final by the judge. Get out. She's worth $100 million. You know what I'm saying? Go get one of your own houses. But I'll drag it out just for me. GP, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You're not just gonna hand it all over, huh?
Nah. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it, bro. I just can't. When you put me through the ringer and like I'm a dog,
right?
I supported you and you treated me like this, man. That's worse than being a traitor, bro. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
There you go.
No.
It's a little bit of a lag, so I'm sorry. I'm cutting in with a later delay. But what I was going to say was, it seemed like you the type of brother. As soon as she got into that entanglement, you'd have been done right from there.
Right, because I'm looking at the microphone all over the place. If you know what I mean, I'm trying to be clean. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm trying to be clean, but the microphone is all over the place, and I can't kiss you. I can't lay beside you. And that's just me. I don't like anybody else. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, and when that book comes out, bro, it's gonna be raw. It's gonna be. But the guy she was with. Tell about what he did with her, what she did to him. It's gonna be raw.
Wow.
But you got to go. I mean, sorry, that's the way it is. I mean, I couldn't take it because I'm sure he's hearing from his family.
Yeah, you know, it couldn't be me, man, because to then be married, your career right now is on ice. You're not doing no movies.
Right.
You're sitting at home reading a tell-all book from another man outlining the things that he was doing with your woman. Nah, I couldn't have been around for that, bro. I just couldn't have done it, man. Couldn't have been me. Especially, I done built myself up to be one of the best actors in the world. And you know what's so crazy, Yashal? I don't know if you've seen this or not, but Will Smith was on a round table panel, and he told a bunch of actors, including Samuel L. Jackson, years ago, he said, you know what? He was like, I got cheated on when I was real young. And I decided that when I get older, I'm going to be one of the best actors in the world. And that's going to stop a woman from wanting to cheat on me because I have so much status and I have so much power. And other men were looking at Will Smith and laughing him to scorn in that round table. I'm telling you, Samuel L. Jackson, he was laughing him to scorn, Yashala. He was like, you think your money about to stop something? You think your status is about to stop this from happening? No, this happens to everybody. This happens to the best of them. So it's like you will see Will, he's been dealing with a lot of problems. Career takes a hit. Children take a hit. your mental health take a hit. Like, damn, how many hits does one man have to take? And that's why Life of Creativity said, what's love got to do with it? Will just got to take this L. I agree, man. Will just got to take this L. Listen, Will, man, if you listening to this, they're going to put you back in another movie, brother. Hollywood, they're going to want you back. You probably got, hey, if we really talking, you probably got some people in Hollywood that's waiting for the marriage to be over. And I'm not saying that from the perspective of, wanting to break up people's house. But what I am saying is, you know how I go, Yasha Allah. A lot of times people will judge you based upon the drama of your marriage. If people know that your marriage is always full with drama, they don't want you around because they don't know if things are going to pop off around them. But if you remove the drama, then all of a sudden you become a little bit more pleasant. More people want to work with you. You don't have to worry about as much turmoil. Will got some real problems on his hand, and I'm gonna just put this one thing out there, and I'm gonna bring the floor back to you. This Will Smith debacle, this meltdown, this nightmare, this crap show, it should show y'all one thing. Even when you have money, you still have problems. A lot of y'all are thinking, oh, well, if I just get the right amount of money and the bag is the right way, then all of my problems go away. No, that's wishful thinking. Even when you have money, you still have problems. In fact, you will be exposed to more problems a lot of times the more money you get. Biggie done Ben told you all that. More money, more problems. Yasha Allah screened and froze. Once Yasha Allah gets back on, then I'll add him back on the cam. But y'all, until then, man, please make sure that you smash that like button. Tonight, we're talking about Will and Jada Pinkett-Smith divorce. The rumors are growing. Should he do it? Should he do it? Yes or no? Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Do you think that Will Smith should divorce his wife, given all the controversy and his unhappiness? Or do you think that he should just stay in there, just rough it, even amidst the entanglement, even amidst all the problems? You know what? What should he do? Should he go ahead and take that $400 million L and part ways, or should he just stick it through? I want to know from y'all, okay? Yasha Allah is about to hop back on, so I'm about to throw him back on that camera. For those of y'all that are watching, make sure that you smash that like button. And if you are able, donate to this platform. All you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box, okay? Also, before we bring this thing to a close, for those of y'all that are looking to set up life insurance for you and your family to have protection in the event that you end up going through a hardship one day, which could happen to any of us, contact me. A lot of you guys, I know you think that you're invincible. You think that you're going to live forever. You think you ain't never going to go through no marriage problems. Y'all need insurance because you never know when you're going to need to tap into money to help you during a rainy day, okay? If you're looking to learn about different strategies to create long-term wealth and protect your family for future generations, reach out, okay? I'm putting my information in the comments below. Also, I don't know, man. We might end up losing Yasha Allah. I'm hoping to get him. Y'all know Yasha Allah. He be in his truck. I don't see any video from you, Yasha Allah. Let me see if I'm going to try to add him back on. I don't see no video from you, sir. I don't see no video from you. Yeah, I'm still trying to see your video. But anyway, as we wait for Yasha Allah's video, I just want to let y'all know, if y'all enjoy my free content and you want to get even more of it, then make sure that you check out my free book, The How to Succeed Survival Guide. Okay, I show you guys in this book how you can stop living paycheck to paycheck. For those of you guys that are on that want to take my advice on building up your finances before you get married, you really need to read this book. In this book, I outlined how I paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college, and how I became a real estate investor and best-selling author, okay? Y'all need to get y'all's hand on this. I'm giving away free copies of this book. So if you want to secure yours, all you got to do is click the link in the comments below. Okay. Tell me your name, your address, where you want me to send it. And if you can knock out that shipping and handling, it is yours. Okay. So just make sure that y'all check out that link and you'll be good to go. Yasha Allah says, my stream is down. Okay. I'm going to give it one last shot to see if anybody else want to cam up while we're on. Listen, y'all, we went through a lot on this podcast. We talked about the upsides of marriage. We talked about the downsides of marriage because I want y'all to make informed decisions. If you want to know why 86% of all millionaires are married, I went over all of the different secrets as to why. I told you about the cost savings benefits of marriage. I told you about the better investment opportunities. I told you about the tax benefits. There's so many different reasons. That's if you really are in a marriage with somebody that is on your team. If you're just going out here and marrying anybody, they can ruin your life. So choose wisely. I know marriage is not for everybody, but if you go down that path, just know what you need to do. Okay. I know a lot of y'all are hopping on now. Go back and watch the beginning of the broadcast. A lot of info on this one for y'all. All right. So listen, man, I'm out of here. I know Yasha Allah is trying to hop back on. The cam ain't really camming like that. The cam ain't camming, Yasha Allah. I'm trying to have you back on. I'm giving it a few minutes. If anybody else wanted to cam up, you can feel free to do so. But I think that's all she wrote, y'all. Listen, I appreciate all of y'all's support. I appreciate your sponsorship. Shout out to the official sponsor of the event, Brother Yasha Allah, for the $20 super chat. For those of y'all that want to continue to support, make sure that y'all click the links in the comments, in the description below. Even if you're watching this broadcast after the live stream is over, you can continue to support the channel. All you got to do is look at the information in the description of the video. Listen, man, it's been fun. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully, I will be back on here this Sunday, okay? I take my Saturdays off. It's my time to build with the church. But Sunday, we're going to get back to this, guys, okay? So if there's things that you want to see me talk about on this channel, then leave me a comment. I try to look at all the comments and respond to them as many as I can. Until next time, y'all, have an excellent weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all this Sunday, Lord willing. Until next time.